Today's film is brought to you by the letter S, and it's Spanking the Monkey from 1994.
I thought you were being weird.
Weird? What is weird? Tell me what weird is.
So this is the long out-of-print DVD from Image Entertainment from 2005. And it can be quite pricey to obtain as there's still no Blu-ray release of the movie available anywhere. It does feature decent audio and video presentation for its age, and there's also a commentary track from the director and a theatrical trailer. And if you look inside, there is a brief essay of sorts, I think. I'm not sure who the author is there, but with some details of the film. But yeah, like I said, this is a little tricky to find anywhere for under, say, $30 or $40, but if you can manage it, I recommend picking it up. Spanking the Monkey is the first film from director David O. Russell, who would go on to make the tremendously successful films I Heart Huckabees, The Fighter, Silver Linings Playbook, and American Hustle. Many of those films highlight the dramatic framework that was created in this movie, but with the taboo subject of incest, Spanking the Monkey certainly rates as Russell's most controversial. This is also an early role for Jeremy Davies, who plays Ray, the film's protagonist. We later see him in Saving Private Ryan and other larger mainstream films. On his way home from college on summer vacation, Ray is met at the bus station by his father, played by the late Benjamin Hendrickson, who informs Ray that his mother has broken her leg in a compound fracture and will need to be looked at for the duration of the summer. The dad cannot stay because he needs to leave the state for business. Ray's plans for medical school are shot, and he is absolutely dismayed. His mother, played by the also late Alberta Watson, is bedridden and relies on Ray for everything. The local girl, Tony, played by Carla Gallo, takes a liking to Ray, but is still naive and wet behind the ears. She is far too young for Ray to go for sexually, at least at first. Ray is resigned to helping his mother get in and out of bed, in and out of the shower, and engaging with her in constrained conversations pertaining to Ray's personal life. Ray resents the entire situation, and even more so resents his mother for prying into his intimate behavior. Meanwhile, Ray's father is on the road for his business excursions. His career is based in the video industry, and must travel for the country for weeks on end. And it also appears that Ray's father is an unfaithful husband. There are eyebrow-raising moments where Ray has to apply lotion to his feeble mother's legs and cater to her wills by being subservient. He peeks at his mother's figure when she's in the shower. Ray does have a couple of loose friends in town. They tease Ray and give him a hard time because he won't indulge in the same dangerous activities as they do.
You know, Ray, the only reason I'm saying this is because you never do anything with us. I mean, you didn't drop acid, you didn't go four-wheeling, you didn't go rock climbing.
You didn't get any pussy either.
And they insult him by calling him a pussy. But when one of the guys makes a joke about Ray's mom, Ray lets him have it and punches him.
Yeah, she's hot as mommy. Oh, I don't fucking believe Ray Ibelli just threw a punch.
Ray is also having troubles with Tony. Being inexperienced himself, Ray comes on too strong for Tony, and she misreads his ineptitude as being overtly aggressive.
Wait! What are you doing?
What?
You don't have to rape me to prove something, my God!
With the arrival of his Aunt Helen, who shows up unexpectedly, Ray sees a glimmer of hope that she may be able to take care of his mother so that he can go on to med school. Later that evening, Ray and his mother lie in bed together, eating cheese and drinking vodka tonics until things take an unnatural turn. The following morning, the two are awakened by Helen.
Dad hasn't been slept in, but his dad's still here.
I'm sure he's around somewhere.
And Ray has to slip out of the window so as not to be seen by her. Later, his plans for Helen to stick around are thwarted when she gets too much on Ray's nerves and he slights her.
Please don't go. Just give me one second. Helen, I'm sorry. I swear to God, I didn't mean it.
You said I had a fat mouth.
Back to having to wait on his mother hand and foot again, Ray takes his mother to her doctor's appointment. He is informed that a cast should be coming off shortly, potentially freeing him of his duties. Tony and Ray talk things over and work it out, and this time she becomes the aggressor when they make out, but Ray decides not to let it go any further. Ray goes home and is startled to see his father there. The dad is upset that he had to come home from his business trip to get videotapes that Ray swears he couldn't find, and then looking for their missing dog. All of these scenes are treated as arbitrary, considering that the sexual tension between Ray and his mother is affecting his state of mind. Tony shows up at Ray's, and giving in to temptation, Ray gets it on with Tony. But then they are interrupted by Ray's mother, who is irate, but for somewhat unclear reasons. Is she upset that an underage girl is in Ray's bed, or is she more so likely jealous of the young girl? In the rage, she accidentally hits Tony, and then Ray and his mother have a sexually tense standoff. Later that day, Tony and her father come to confront Ray's mother. Ray's mother is truly sorry. She apologizes to them and then invites them to dinner. Meanwhile, Ray cannot hide these indiscretions to himself anymore and calls his father to confess his infidelity. The father, stunned by the allegations, cannot bring himself to believe such a claim.
Tell him the truth.
Tom?
Yeah,
I'll call you later.
I really don't need this.
She has a birthmark on her ass, Dad, doesn't she?
Watch your mouth, Raymond.
The birthmark is shaped like a shopping cart, isn't it?
Oh, you must have seen it in the shower.
Well, what the hell was he doing in the shower?
After a long and argumentative conversation, he ends up just hanging up on him. With school out of the works and prospects dwindling, Ray attempts to commit suicide by hanging himself. His mother catches him in the act, and begrudging her for it, begins to strangle her. Ironically, one of his friends shows up right at this moment and asks Ray if he wants to come and hang out. This time, Ray is feeling a little more ballsy and smokes a joint with the guys. In the haze of being stoned and reflecting on the current situation of his life, Ray walks to the edge of a hill and then, with brief hesitation, jumps into the quarry down below. His friends call out his name but receive no response. Later, Ray wakes up, bruised but still alive. He wanders out of the woods and onto the highway. A trucker pulls over and picks him up. He sees the state that Ray is in and asks if he's okay. Ray nods and the two drive off. So Spanking the Monkey is the definition of the independent movie before the term indie film was corrupted and commandeered by Hollywood. It's a vanguard film for the genre. It's provocative, disturbing, slightly offensive, and most importantly, uncompromising. Tackling the forbidden subject of incest is a task that few directors, particularly American, would seldom do. It takes a risk in indulging the topic, but the movie is not exploitive, nor does it come off as indecent, despite its subject matter. And the characters in the movie all have their issues, but they are not beyond atonement. I correlate the viewing of this movie as kind of a end of summer type movie. I like the soothing nature of the soundtrack. It's performed by a group called Morphine, kind of an alternative band. The lush landscape of upstate New York in the summertime, and just getting the kind of vibe that this is the final hurrah before school starts in September. The movie has no fear of its characters, and for those of us who are daring individuals who crave verboten topics and like our movies a bit on the racy side, I must say that Spanking the Monkey does not disappoint. That's all for this time. We'll see you next time when we go to the movies.